actually doing the first lesson from building the hundreds, from the It Makes Sense Hundreds Chart book. It's called Building the Hundreds Chart. This is actually not a full lesson. It is a routine that is done a few times a week actually could be done throughout the course of the entire year. And so we're going to be presenting it as several different days worth of activity, just to kind of give a picture. This can be done in a couple different ways. The book suggests using a pocket hundreds chart, but those are few and far between on our campuses. So we found a hundreds chart that we were able to use that Kelly posted on Edmodo last week. What we ended up doing is we highlighted a few of the numbers that we're going to use as our anchor numbers to start with. And then all the other numbers we actually painted black, so you can't see them. As we go through, when students are asked to turn over a number, we'll just change the paintbrush color and they can paint the square where they think, and then the number will actually appear since it will be black anymore. So,
to begin the lesson, you're going to gather the students together. You're going to hold up the first card to be placed. So you would want to strategically ask students, if you're wanting to know whether or not they can do something sequentially, then you would start with 2 or 3 numbers over. So for example, 4, you might ask, where would I place 6 or 7 or 5?
And in the book, it does suggest to start with 18. So Christy's going to go ahead.
So we're going to play like we've handed 18 to one of the students, and their job is to come to the board and paint the box where they think the number 18 would go. And so as they're looking at their hundreds chart, they may be thinking, okay, let's see, I think I'm going to, you know what, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and you can kind of see the boxes on the computer screen, even though you can't see them up there. 17, 18. And then they'll paint that number box 18, and so it'll show up to confirm their answer. So the teacher would then follow up with the question.
Why did you place the 18 there? So you saw Christy, her strategy was to start at 1 and count all the way up, whereas maybe Cheryl's strategy was to start at 17 and just add 1. So that way you can get a good idea of where your students are and where you need to have them grow.
The book also did say to take note as you hand the number to the students to have them read it first. If they would happen to flip the numbers and say 81 instead of 18, go ahead and give them the number, tell them this is 18, not 81, and then make a note that you can pull them in small group at a later time.
Or remember to put a line under it. Because 81 does flip, and 18 does flip to 81 rather easily.
It also did say after you go through this a couple of times with the students, you can now take this idea and put it into a rotation or one of your math groups. They can do it with a partner or independently.
For the lower grades, this would be really good to do on a smart board. It would be a really fun smart board activity for the students to just do a daily routine with them. You can just change the numbers every day.
And then we talked about how you can slowly make this activity a little bit more difficult, scaffold it. It may be that you want to start with going up, counting up by 1, underneath less than 20. Then you might want to subtract. Then you might start looking at then you might adding or subtracting 2. And then start making your jumps of 10s and by 10s and your decades. So you can slowly build this up to make the finding the missing number or the challenge number just a little bit more difficult as their familiarity with the number hundreds chart and how it's put together, when it increases, you can increase the difficulty.